Back. Wait a minute, this is my one from Hates. I've got a much fuller one over here.
So much Hates.
This one's much fuller.
And we got the green screen working this time. It looks just like the living room.
Alright, I can explain that. I can explain the purple screen that was behind us. I thought it would be really funny to shoot in front of the green screen and put up a picture of the back seat of the car behind us. But my chroma key thing on my editor isn't very good, especially when the lighting in the room was pretty bad. So I put the picture in the background, and it looked like garbage. Like, you could see through us. Like, even though we weren't wearing green or anything.
Well,
like
I started off wearing green.
Yeah, but no, even that, like, it was going through, like, my face, my hat, like, the black shirt you were wearing. It looked like we had this radioactive glow behind, like, over our hands. It was all saturated as shit, or, I'm sorry, interlaced as shit, like, whenever we would move the hands. Like, I can't post that! Like, so what am I gonna do? Like, shit, am I gonna make this just audio only, or are we just in front of a green screen for some reason? Then I accidentally hit this button, and it went purple. So I was like, oh, alright, I guess I'll just do that. So I just put a
green screen, that'll raise questions. Purple screen.
Purple screen. No, fine. No, it's fine.
I was like, yeah, I saw that last night. I was like looking at like,
I don't remember it being
why the
purple.
fuck is it purple? Like, I'm gonna have to play through this. Like, maybe he does something different with it. Like, nope.
Did you notice that when there was a cut, the shade of purple changed ever so slightly? Because when I put in the commercial break, and when the video itself kind of makes a cut after the half-hour point, I had to add another effect to that group of footage, and the shade of purple was slightly different. Whoa, shit. What the fuck is going on in the background? Alright, so, Dredd 3D. Oh my god, I was so excited to go see this movie.
It fucking paid off.
Oh my fucking god.
Jesus.
Delicious Dredd splooge all over my face, and it tasted so fucking good. You can quote me on that. That
was the most disgusting metaphor I've ever heard.
I know, I usually save that for Jeff Stryker movies. So there was anyone who's been watching these know how fucking excited I was to go see this. There was probably a 0.1% chance I wasn't going to like it. I'll just say that right up front. Just like there was a 0.1 chance that I would have liked House at the End of the Street. So, and as great as I thought this movie looked, as much as the trailers all sold me on it and everything, it even exceeded that. This really is, between this and The Raid, are two of the best action movies I've seen in God knows how fucking long.
Yeah.
Like, if I put together a list of about 30 of the best action movies I've seen, both of these movies are going to be on there. And the comparisons of The Raid have been talked about, but everyone pretty much knows it's coincidence. Even with that said, though, it takes place in a building. The similarities kind of end right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some similar stuff, but again, like, it's all stuff that I would bring up entirely as, hey, it's two movies that have two things similar.
Yeah.
Like, it's not every time you see two things that are kind of alike, I think, like, oh my god, it's a ripoff of The Raid. Mm-hmm. It's like, holy shit, it's another awesome movie about someone locked in a fucking building.
That's what the lead character is way different in this than in The Raid. Villain different. The residents are. It doesn't get as much into the residents as, like, say in The Raid, but even the ones that it does get into, different. The building in and of itself is different. The similarities really end with the fact that they're both in a building. They're trapped in a building, and there's people trying to hunt them and kill them. It does that, that is similar, but it does it way differently, and it still does it near perfect in my eyes. This movie does so many goddamn things so fucking well. One of them coming up with new ways to shoot somebody in the fucking face.
Like, every other fucking time Dredd turns around, he's shooting someone in the face.
Yeah.
Whether he's shooting...
New ways, too, man.
A fucking, like, flare into someone's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking,
I called you hothead.
Like, you just straight up just shooting someone in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Shoots one guy with, like, a high explosive round.
That just blows his head off.
It's just
clean fucking off.
Gone.
How about that one gun that he had that shot out, like... Was that a napalm gun that he shot out at one point? It sets everyone on fucking fire.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was in that napalm, fucking white phosphorus, something. These people just ignited. It was like the fucking, like, Judgment Day scene from T2. I mean, these people just, like... and he's just fucking standing there, cold as shit. You can see, like, the fire reflecting in the lens of his helmet. It is just fucking glorious.
And many things about it, too. In something else that could come across as dumb if done by a lesser writer, if done by a lesser director, but in this movie really freaking works, like the fact his partner is a psychic. It works. This is after a nuclear fallout where it is addressed that there are mutants. That really worked for me. Even the slow motion 3D, there's context to the slow motion 3D.
That's one of the things I love about it. Is they go into the fact that yes, there is a drug. It's called slow-mo. It makes everything slow down when you're using it, and that's it. Like they only use it when someone is actually on that shit.
Yes,
I love that. It's so everything else is perfectly normal speed, or like. It'll show the inside of a room. It's going super slow because everyone is just baked on this shit. But then when it cuts outside to like Dredd, it's in normal speed because he's not high as shit.
Yeah, that's that sequence in the movie that Red Band clip that they put up. And if you saw this clip on YouTube, it's a great fucking clip. But in the clip on YouTube, it's widescreen. You see blood go past like the widescreen bar. They still do that in this. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That there was like a little like kind of widescreen bar that they added?
Just a little bit that they kept in
enough
there.
To where you wouldn't...
You don't see it, it doesn't bother you, you don't think like, oh man, what the fuck, the screen's cramped up.
Yeah.
But it gives just enough room so they can play with shit sometimes. like have things go over the edge of the screen.
Yeah.
I love that, because you get the actual 3D and then this sort of like simulated effect to really add to it. I mean, it gives it a lot of depth.
The 3D in this is stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous fucking 3D. It works as atmosphere, and it also works with really, really fun shit that they do. Like when they're taking slow-mo, like when people get thrown through a window. That really beautiful shot where they were standing out on that ledge and the city was in the background, and there was kind of like ash and sparks kind of behind them. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I realized that, like, the cinematography for this was, I mean, with it just being an action movie and the director behind this, I can't think of a single other thing I've ever seen that he's done. Like, I think he's a fairly, like, new to the thing guy. Like, I don't know.
Off the top of my head, I'm not really sure.
But, I mean, the cinematography for this is fucking amazing. Like, it's beautiful shots, the angles, the sets, everything is just phenomenally done. Like, the entire movie is just made up of these just epic, incredibly well laid out shots.
And fantastic use of blood and guts. It's been a while since I've seen people fall from 2 miles in the sky with such body exploding beauty. That ending shot is one of the best. This is getting into spoilers. That it is one of the best ending death scenes for a villain that I've seen in a long ass fucking time.
Yeah. To not give too much away, you know, in the trailer there's a scene where you see him kicking someone out a window.
Yeah.
That's like the top of this building. And just to put into scale, if you see the buildings at the beginning of the trailer, the ones down at the bottom are normal-sized fucking buildings. It's a mega block.
That was one thing I liked too, is that the building in and of itself, like, is also like a mall and like its own kind of community.
It seemed like it was designed like each one of those is like a city unto itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they said that the building that the entire thing takes place in, Peachtrees.
Yeah.
I think they said at the beginning it had like a population of 75,000 residents.
Mm-hmm. So it's its own little city.
Like, what's the population building here in Springfield? 110?
Is it
something
110?
Like that? 111? Something like that?
110, 111,000, something like
that, I think. Yeah, take most of Springfield, put it in one building.
Yeah. You can see it, too. You can see it. It shows in the movie.
Well, I like how you could really tell, too, like, again, to kind of separate it from like, the Raid. I mean, that one was just, like, an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this one, like, they kept ending up in, like, different spots. Like, there was that medical clinic that they stopped in that gave you the impression that there's probably one of those, like, every, like, couple of stories.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, they were in that schoolhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell, like, it's a fully functioning, like, if it was cut off for a while, it's still perfectly able to function.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that gave it a real good sense because, yeah, with the Raid, like, everybody in the building in the Raid was a criminal.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this was just... It was just a really shitty place to live that had a really powerful gang living in it.
Did you read the comics at all?
I've read some, but I mean not a lot. I mean, definitely watching this is like, fuck, I really want to go back and start reading some stuff. But
from what you read, how did this kind of look against that?
A lot more similar than like the Stallone one very much fell victim to the 90s.
Yeah.
Whereas
this one fits right along in the 80s.
Yeah.
The music in this movie, that sweet, like...
Really, really good, like, just a driving score that...
Like a Walter Hill type score, something you'd see in, like, one of the early Steven Seagal movies.
Yeah.
It's like Out for Justice or something like that. I mean, like, I said this about The Raid, and I'm going to say it about this movie, too. It's not because I'm saying that they're both similar. I'm just saying that those are two great fucking movies that I've seen this year. Action movies. This movie and that one, too, they deserve a spot along with stuff like The Warriors, and in this movie's case, even throwing in, like, Mad Max in there.
Yeah.
And movies like that. That's really how fucking good this movie is. And the performances, too. Carl fucking Urban, Lena Headley,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Lena Headley.
Jesus Christ.
Great.
Yeah.
Crazy as shit.
Terrifying fucking Pat Benatar with a scar across her face. Oh my fucking god. The shit, I really like the random violence in this too. Like, remember that homeless guy towards the beginning? That poor fucking guy has one of the most gruesome deaths in the movie just because he's got bad fucking luck.
Hey, he was homeless. Yeah. What do you really have to live for?
He was my least favorite character.
We're not worried about them.
Gets smashed by the door closing, the big steel gate. Or that great fucking sequence, which is that was a weird, trippy fucking thing where his partner like goes into the head of the criminal to try to get information out of him. There's all these like just random scenes of like torturous Caligula violence going on.
You got fucking crazy in there.
That was so fucking good. She like bites his dick off and shit like that. Oh god, you gotta see this fucking movie. Oh my god. But yeah, Carl fucking Urban. Jesus Christ.
And from like the trailer, I kind of wondered like, alright, is the whole like Clint Eastwood voice gonna get to me?
It didn't.
It didn't, like...
It didn't even for me in the trailer.
It comes across... Well, it was just one of those, like, random concerns. Like,
yeah.
It's like, is it gonna... I was worried it was gonna be the new, Christian Bale Batman voice.
I was going to say something about that too, because in this, and what I love about this, and what I love about Karl Urban's performance, this sounds like a voice. Yeah, this sounds like this is his actual voice.
It's a voice I can picture coming from him, and at no point was I sitting there like,
yeah,
what did
he say? What the fuck did they do to his voice in
where
post?
Are they going?
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening now. Like, no, I never had that problem.
Yeah, or like some unintelligible Christian Bale voice or something. It does not do that at all. It sounds like a real guy saying these lines. A real hard ass. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Fucking cold as shit.
Like, I love how he never... Like, it's one of those things, too, like, he's not exactly like the classic, like, 80s, 90s, like, one-man army type, like, Rambo sort of thing, like... But he never wavers for a second. He never hesitates for a second. But fuck, the body count in this is astronomically high.
Yeah. His grenades, too. Like, what he does with his grenades and shit. That stun one, which just stuns everyone with brightness. He goes out and kills 20 people within 5 seconds.
It's a flashbang.
Amazing.
I'm going to shoot you on the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's... It never came across like it was like, oh, of course, he just can't be shot. You just really get the impression, like, it's not that everyone else is that bad of a shot. It's just he's not fucking good.
That's what I love about his performance in this. I love that, and this is how it's different from when I said that the characters in this are even different from like, in the Raid. Dredd in this movie, he's cool, he's collected, he seems to have a plan, and when he doesn't, he comes up with one fucking quick. But also,
how fucking like mercenary he is towards the rookie.
Yeah, but also with him, I love how it comes across like this is just another normal fucking day.
Yeah, like with the grenade thing, like he throws out this flashbang, stuns this whole room of guys, just walks out there, just pop, pop, knocks them all down except for like. One's still alive, and the rookie's like, it's like, oh, he's not dead. Like, well, judge him.
Yeah.
It's like this chick has no idea what to do. Like, oh man, I have never shot someone in my life, and he's just gonna stand there right next to her, staring at her like, I will be here until you fucking shoot him in the face, like I taught you.
And when he says stuff like that, it's cold, it's brutal, it's serious, it's not campy. When he says I am the law in this movie, chills go down your fucking spine.
Well, shit, like the opening monologue he has in this is fucking amazing. Like, I want Karl Urban to just narrate every fucking...
I want Karl Urban to be in everything.
and one big thing that crossed my mind while watching this, especially like just like with him going around and like there's this the rookie that kind of can handle herself but mostly kind of can't in a way. It reminded me a lot of the first Metal Gear Solid game. It just really made me think, fucking hell, I know they keep talking about doing one of those. There, fucking Karl Urban. There's your Solid Snake.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Of course, they never like, it's just gonna be like Dredd. Boo.
Good. If it's like Dredd, good.
Yeah, if it's like Dredd, awesome. If it's like the Raid, awesome.
And I love he doesn't take his mask off.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning, you see him putting it on. You don't see his face. He's masked in fucking shadow. You see it. That's like the first scene in the movie is him putting the helmet on. Yeah, but that never takes it off, and it's awesome.
That was a huge complaint against the original because Dredd, like he never shows his face in the comic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when in the fucking Stallone one, where like the first thing he does is take off his helmet and then pretty much never wear one again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well that makes sense. That'd be like having a Superman movie where like he lands and is like, oh man, I'm Superman. Alright, get out of this shit. T-shirt. Wear a fucking t-shirt now. We got the suit out of the way, we're good.
God damn it, John Peters. These are all terrible ideas. Yeah. We were talking about this in the van, too. There's an opening scene where he's chasing after a bunch of thugs. Where we were talking about this in the van. Like, wouldn't it be great if James Remar was still one of them? You know, that wouldn't have been out of place.
No!
It really wouldn't have.
It would have been fun.
Yeah, it really wouldn't have been out of place or something like that. Like, it would have been like if there was some kind of reference to the first one, like, I mean, that certainly would have been better if Dredd suddenly went like, "You ready, rookie? I knew you were going to say that." There was a small fraction of me that wondered if that line was going to come up somewhere in somebody's dialogue.
Yeah, I like I say, I haven't ever read enough of the comic to know if that's like, I wouldn't even call it like a tagline, but like even said in the comic. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, they fucking latched onto it.
In the Stallone one, yeah.
Yeah, oh man, he just... Fucking Carl Urban, man, he killed this shit. Mm-hmm. It's just like... God, I can't even fucking think, like... Everything about this was just executed perfectly.
Yeah, for me, it was action, music, the lead, the villain, the... Jesus Christ, the sheer fucking brutality in this thing. Well, that certainly made up for what I saw earlier. They was too scared to show a knife going into somebody in a horror film.
What fucking kind of world are we living in these days?
One that puts out a movie and subtitles it hates. And it's PG-13 and has a title that sounds similar to House on the Edge of the Park, and it's PG-13. At least we got this. I mean, this was like, man, like we were talking earlier about the music too. Just that thumping fucking beat. It just gets your fucking adrenaline going and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, like this isn't really like even that huge of a comparison to like the Raid, but I mean, in the same way, like the music to the Raid fit perfectly for how the Raid went. A lot more kinetic with how it was, but I mean, the fucking like physicality of that movie needed it. Mm-hmm. This one here, because of the way it was being done, like, you know, cover fire and them like, you know, just proceeding in a very militaristic fashion. It was such just a constant drive that it worked beautifully. Like, there wasn't even a moment in this where I got bored or I thought for a second like because like some movies like you get like those odd moments where like you're sitting there watching it like, fuck, I got work tomorrow. Get home, fucking do some laundry after this. You're like, no, fuck that. Nothing else existed while we were watching this fucking movie.
I was hooked from the very first shot, which is the opening credit with the black background and the bold red fucking, like, you know, Precinct 13 style. That's actually another movie that this go right along with on there. And then it gets into the narration, and then it shows Dredd, and just boom, Dredd just the word Dredd explodes on the screen with sweet 3D, which I think they're over there somewhere. I'm keeping those glasses. They say Dredd on this. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Lloyd.
Got a good pitching arm.
That say Dredd right alongside of him. That would have been great though if they like it was the whole gave you the helmet.
Here's your 3D glasses. I am the 3D movie.
Alright, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back here in a second. Oh, I did forget to mention the biggest oh my fucking god that I had this movie, the throat punch.
Oh fuck yeah.
Never seen one like that in a movie before. I've seen plenty of movies where someone gets killed when they punch him right in the throat, but so hard that the throat is fucking caved into his neck.
Like, oh shit, should you be able to leave a dent in a person?
We were outside talking for a little bit too. There's a part in the movie, there's a part in the movie where Dredd does get shot, and it just makes him angrier.
He just so pissed, like, he's standing next to this wall, and there's rounds coming through the wall, like, closer and closer towards him. He's just sitting like,
so pissed. he has like a little like fixer-upper that he's got that seals the wound and staples it all together.
Oh, he just burned it closed and staple gunned his chest shut.
That was glorious. Usually we talk about...
Even like a sedative or like anything.
No! I don't need that shit.
It's like, nope, blowtorch and a stapler.
We usually, at this point, we talk about the trailers, but we had Taken 2 again.
Oh my god, it was Taken 2.
Yeah, we had Taken 2 again.
So much to talk about with that
We
one.
had, like, a lot of the same trailers that I had earlier at House at the End of the Street. Paranormal Activity 4, Sinister.
Yeah, any of them that weren't the ones you had this morning, were the ones we had 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
So instead, I found, my glasses. So instead, I went on, Rotten Tomatoes, I went on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie's getting like deservedly like crazy good reviews. But I printed off some of the negative ones, not just to laugh at just the fact it's negative. I just wanted to. I just picked out some of the ones that sort of just made me laugh a little bit, like some of the more pretentious ones. We've got. Say what you want about Stallone's kitschy 1995 Judge Dredd, but the dude wore the helmet. Carl Urban replaces him in the new Dredd, and frankly, the helmet wears Carl. That's from movie critic Roger Moore, who gave a positive review to House at the End of the Street. So he's as bad of a critic as he was as James Bond.
That's not even a thing that makes sense when you hear it. The helmet wore him?
Uh-huh.
What does that even mean?
It was too big of a helmet.
The fuck does that even mean? You know what? And no, I reject his earlier claim too. That Stallone wore the helmet.
He wore it in a couple of scenes. I knew you were going to give me that look.
God damn it, Roger Moore.
You'll like this one. If you've always wanted to watch bullets go through someone's face in slow motion, Dredd is for you. That's a negative comment.
Are you kidding me? That's what I was going to sign off with. Oh my god, you like seeing people get shot in the fucking face? Watch Dredd!
The New York Post... loses me right there. My notes are as follows: shoot bad guy, shoot bad guy, shoot bad guy. Psh, whatever. Too many people get shot.
Oh, wow. Well, that was my problem with the fucking hardest R action movie I've seen in a while.
Like this here, Dredd might not glorify its violence, but the movie does come close to fetishizing it, which is discomforting in its own way. Well, go see House at the End of the Street. They cut out all that nasty violence for you. From Mark Reviews Movies.
That definitely glorified its violence. It's glorious fucking violence. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with having a fetish for people getting shot in the face in a sweet 3D Carl Urban movie?
That was a symphony of people being murdered.
This right here might be my favorite. This isn't a bad movie version of Judge Dredd, but it's also a little too late. Is that Irving?
A little too late.
You can't win with Irving. Either it's too soon or it's too late.
What do they mean?
I'm just kidding. Irving will love the shit out of this.
What do they mean too late?
It's too late, man. Too late. Since this is obviously a proper sequel to the other one, should have come out 2 years after Stallone's Judge Dredd. It's way too late for this, man.
Because
we live in the age of PG-13 action and Transformers, dude. You don't need this shit now. This is gonna scare the kids.
I mean, we're going into sort of like a resurgence in violent action movies.
Yeah, about fucking time.
It gave long enough between the original train wreck version and this one.
Yeah, to where seeing a trailer for a new Dredd movie wouldn't have been a joke to some people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If it had been like, even if it was this exact same movie, if it was announced like 4 or 5 years after the first one, no one would have gone to it.
I hope this movie does. I was thinking this while watching it. I hope to God this movie does well, because I want there to be more of this. I would love there to be more of this, like a second one that could be like 2.5 hours long and expands through Mega City, through more of Mega City and everything, to get like an epic 2.5 hour gets totally like engrossed in this world. I think would be fantastic. I hope people go see this. And our theater had a decent crowd. I mean it's hard telling. I mean, if that means it'll do any good or not, because I've gone and seen movies here in Springfield that had a really good crowd, but bombed as shit. Yeah. And on the flip side of that, I've gone and seen movies where there was only a few people in the audience and it did incredibly well, you know. So Springfield's weird like that. It's always hard to judge something like that. Well, yeah. Yeah, I intended that.
The one pun you didn't.
Yeah, right?
If I meant to do it, it would have been much worse.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could remember what fake Gene Shalit said about it. It's something about, this is urban decay at its finest, or something like it. It's something like that. I love that. If you don't follow fake Shalit on Twitter, do it, man. It's just at fake Shalit. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's beautiful. You gotta fucking follow that page. What's you got any final thoughts on this?
Without falling into like the normal like see it or don't see it thing, just fucking go see it. It is amazingly good. Like,
oh yeah.
It's phenomenally fun. It's, if you love old school action, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Even if you like some like the newer stuff, like if you liked The Raid, you will love this movie. It's good. It's straight up. Like, there are things that he says that are admittedly very stupid sounding, but this movie takes such a good approach, such a nice, serious approach to even like odd little things. Like you said before, he
pulls those lines off well.
Like when it says like, here's this girl, she's a psychic, you're like, okay. And you move on.
But it gives it a reason for her being a psychic. You know? It's like what we were saying earlier about the slow motion 3D. It gives this stuff context and reason for being there, and it utilizes it so well.
So I mean, everything is just pulled off amazingly well, in my opinion.
When we left it, I texted Kelly and said, where is it? I said, so, whatever you're doing right now, you should drop it immediately and go see Dredd. She's seeing it tomorrow. Like, it's by far one of the best action movies I've seen in a long fucking time. And then she mentioned, she said something about some annoying comments that she saw on Twitter with someone calling it boring.
What the fuck has to be wrong with you that movie is boring to you?
I texted back and said something like, who in the fuck said that? This movie is new and inventive ways of shooting people in the face. I'm like, seriously, whoever said that, never trust another word that comes out of their mouth when it comes to action movies.
Oh, fuck no. I would be willing to say that whoever said that hasn't seen the fucking movie. I refuse to believe that you could watch this. I mean, even if you're fucking Roger Moore with your bullshit excuses, He said it was he said it was a bad movie. He never said it was a boring movie.
Yeah, that's very true.
Fucking the Christian Science Monitor, whoever the hell else was on that list of ones you read off. No one said boring.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a lot of people getting shot. Okay. Not boring.
Oh, hell, not even the 95 one is boring. It's just campy as shit.
Armand Desante just chewing
the
scenery
he was great.
to death.
Yeah, Armand.
The law.
We're going to war. Now who says politics is boring? Oh, man. I think I'm going to... Since I don't think... Is there a video game out for this one yet? If there's not, then shit, I gotta just put it in the Sega Genesis one.
I don't think there's a game for this one.
Damn it. Man, that'd be a fucking good game.
Oh,
It'd be better than the Sega Genesis one.
Rated like adults only.
You had it for Game Boy, you
No,
were
the
saying,
Game
right?
Boy.
I didn't even know that was
Shit,
on
yeah.
Game Boy.
Oh yeah, he was that good.
It was as good as playing T2 Arcade on the Game Boy.
I am so gonna go home and bust that motherfucker out. I'm just gonna play that and watch the raid, and it'll be like I'm back watching Dredd again.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I just want to go see it again. Like Dave couldn't make it with us tonight.
Oh yeah, that was what Dave was saying. Like we were out drinking. About a week ago. I'm like, Dave, Friday. You see, it's fucking Dredd night. You gonna go see Dredd? He's like, dude, I'm working. Can you wait till Sunday? Then I could go see it. No, Dave. Sorry, not wait until fucking Sunday.
Although, I mean, I might go watch it again with him.
I said
Sunday.
that too. I was like, if this movie is half as good as I think it is, don't worry, Dave. I'm sure I'll go see it again with you. Oh yeah, and so Dave couldn't make it. Sarah was gonna go, but she wasn't feeling too well. But man, she missed out.
I'm gonna rub this in her face so bad.
Yeah, if I had food poisoning, I still would have gone to this movie. It just would have been very stinky in the theater. No, dude, that's 3D, dude. You're just smelling the screen. It's also in smell-o-vision. Did you accidentally scratch the wrong card?
This wasn't a 5. Number 5 was Brad shitting himself.
Let me just eat these jelly beans. Ding! Scratch number 5. I don't know why they did that. That was really stupid.
You ready for candy canes, rookie?
Ding!
Ooh, minty.
Person's head engulfed in freaking flame at the beginning. Ding! So I guess that's what that smells like.
I never wanted to know that.
Well, I'm having nightmares. Alright, so that's what we got here for Dredd. Yeah, go see it.
Let's fucking go.
Next weekend, I believe, is Looper and I think Hotel Transylvania. We'll have those two next week. Well, Looper I'm excited for.
Have you told Jake about Hotel Transylvania
I'm
yet?
waiting to pick my moment. I gotta pick the right moment.
Yeah, wait till he first wakes up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll work. I'll, get punched, 5 times.
See, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Except for the fact Jake's really strong.
Jake is strong. He's like Carl Urban getting shot. These movies just make him madder. Alright, we'll see you then.